Well, it is day one on Winnie-the-Pooh Blood and Honey 2. And Reese and Scott have asked me to film my own behind-the-scenes kind of video diary. So we came up to our cabin in the mountains just outside of Los Angeles County. But we're up here and I'll be scoring the film in our mountain cabin. Get away from everything. And I'm going to take you guys with me. Day one. Pooh, Blood and Honey 2, starting with a dog walk. Here we are coming down into the studio here. Oh, look who it is. Here we are. Okay, step one of any project is getting things set up. Today I'm going to be miking what I call the frame. Sometimes I call it the Glendale Guts. And the reason I call it that is because I found it on the sidewalk in Glendale, California, and it's the guts of an old piano. I mean, it's a piano missing the keys and missing everything else, but it has the soundboard and the harp. So I use this on so many scores. I'm gonna mic it with my Shure KSM 141s, great microphones. When you're miking a piano, you just basically mic the low strings and the high strings. So here's the time lapse of me doing that. I'm tracking some choir vocals for a scene. I'm gonna record this next track and then I'll show you the scene. It doesn't have to be perfect because there's like 10 of me. I layered. It's kind of good to have imperfections in the takes. So here are the 10 different choral takes that I just took. And all together with C. For lack of a better name, I'm calling this the Tigger tube. It's really just like a flexible plumbing tube. I don't know. We bought it for some stuff I needed done in our house, but never ended up using all of it, only like a bit of it. And it occurred to me that it would fit my trombone mouthpiece really well. It's nice and tight in there. And that I could kind of play and flex it a little bit to make this crazy sound. It kind of sounds like a trombone, but it also has its own quality to it that I think is unique. So it sounds like this. I'm going to be using it for a lot of like Tigger kill scenes. Well, you record that, which already sounds like a battle cry, like a war cry. You record that, put it on the computer, put it through some processing effects and stuff like that, and it'll sound pretty crazy, I think. I'm about a third of the way through scoring the film. Feeling really good about it so far. It's really fun to kind of adapt some of the themes that I wrote for the first Winnie-the-Pooh Blood and Honey and bring them into a more grounded, kind of more visceral film that this one is. I'm just taking like a little mini walk, a little hike, clear my mind before going into some scenes. And take a look at this. I found some sage. I can't remember what it's called. It's like big bush sage or something. We just call it mountain sage. But this smells pretty good. Could maybe take it home and cook something with it. Put it in like a stew or something. It's a music stand. Today I am driving about 5 hours north to San Francisco, where I'm meeting up with Tyler Thackeray. Tyler Thackeray is the brainchild behind the Beehive-a-lin. It was just so much fun to work with him on the last movie for that instrument that we decided to invent something new just for this sequel. And it's going to be really fun. We kind of went all out. And I'm not going to tell you. You'll just have to see. You'll just have to see.
There's this girl, she talks to me like she knows everything. I don't know what to say to make her believe.
Dude, what are you doing?
I mean, I didn't tune it out, but it's awesome.
And around, you know you got me coming down. So hard I hit the ground. You know you never stop. You make my heart drop. Oh, you make my heart drop.
This is the neck of a 3/4 size cello that I bought at a flea market in Santa Cruz like 6 years ago. This is a prefab neck for a cigar box guitar, which means it already has the sleeve with the joint.
Okay.
So I realized like if I were to put the cello neck on this neck, then I could kind of get roughly a weird stick cello. But then I added this wedge here. So that's kind of what necessitated. I mean, actually, when I bought it, it already had one of these screws in it.
Uh-huh.
So I just said, fuck it, I'm just going to put another screw through it and use that to kind of secure the wedge. And that was calculated based on the angle I needed for these various components. The skull is the bridge, but then it also has its own little bridge, which is 3 violin bridges cut in half.
Oh, okay.
This is a full-size cello from a full-size cello because I wasn't too worried about the after length. I just want the strings to have to be super long. And then this is a cigar box. I can't really show you inside right now, but it's a very classic situation where you just put a pickup on the inside of a box and it's basically an instrument. I put these teeth here, as you can see. They make a little bit. Maybe you can do some kind of scary.
Yeah. Well, I like these a lot.
Yeah, then we have the Skiero. That's kind of scary. That's these are all coyote toes. and then I sewed them in with a polyester thread. And then I have these little symbols.
What are these ones?
Some animal teeth. These are various teeth.
Various teeth.
I'm not sure if they're from the same animal, but that's obviously like a molar.
Yeah.
Give like a... I mean, they have a little bit of sustain. So I thought that having them on an instrument when the instrument body was vibrating, that it would kind of impart a little bit of scariness.
Yeah, it will.
You know?
It will.
So that's like the rundown. And also I thought like if I try to put these in a way that are accessible.
I love these so much. Oh, that's so fantastic. Stuff like where you just like boa cello out of tune.
Slappiness of it
Yeah,
too.
oh, I love that. That's the right word, right?
Yeah.
I love that sound, dude.
It's like a scary. I feel like I'm out in the ocean on a boat, and like it's really foggy, and like you hear that shit, and you're like, fuck.
Oh yeah. What are we going to call this one? Sour cream and Funyun? That's cool. That's so fun, dude. That is going on in the movie for sure. That's going on so many movies. That is absolutely terrifying, dude.
Out of a Pringles sour cream.
Yeah. This is fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. And you know what? Kids, you can make one of these at home.
So yeah, just a Jameson bottle full of teeth. Like I could see this being in something.
Yeah.
Reminds me of rodents. I think that's scary.
Yeah.
If you want it, Emery, you can make yourself a drink.
I'm going to.
Last night I swore I wouldn't take a sip. Now I'm lying on the floor again, and the only thing I'm seeing is you. Now I've tried 1,000 times to get you to buy my lines, but they never seem to work on you, Now I only wish you could see the things I see in you, in me.
It's like day 28, I think. I don't know. I just tried to do the math. Either day 28 or 29. I don't really know what I'm supposed to say and all this stuff. It's going well. I'm having a lot of fun with the Tigger tube, and it's just such a crazy, wild, weird instrument. You know, it's like energy unleashed. It feels like the sound of Red Bull or something like that. Wow, look at this. We're getting rain here, but it's like there's snow on the top of the mountains over there. Anyway, beautiful day here in the forest. Yeah, Honey agrees. Poor girl had surgery on her leg a couple of weeks ago. What did she say? We're getting kind of like I can't remember what it's called. Is it like an Arctic river? It's a big storm coming through California. This is like February 4th or something. And it's gonna be crazy, but we're just gonna make a fire, hope we don't lose power, and ride it out and write more music for Winnie-the-Pooh Blood and Honey 2. You know, make some coffee, get toasty, and write some music for Winnie-the-Pooh and friends destroying a small town in England. Chris starts here, right? But Bunny starts here and is in a major key, slightly more optimistic. Instead of look at this. These are coyote tracks. I feel like Aragorn in Lord of the Rings. There was a hobbit here, a coyote here. Well, that atmospheric river, or whatever that storm was called, that dumped a bunch of water on California, came and dropped a bunch of snow up here in the mountains. Yeah, it's just a winter wonderland. Yesterday the trailer came out and the poster, so that was fun to see all the excitement online. But it's always interesting when the trailer comes out and the poster comes out, or like billboards start going up, and you're still working on the music. You feel all this pressure to get it done. You know, music and sound, there's among the last things to be finished in a film. So often the promotion and advertising of the film starts while we're working on it. And it's just like, you get used to it throughout a career, but still that feeling, it's a little bit overwhelming. I've loved seeing all the reactions to the trailer. The fan community is just like booming with excitement after seeing things like Tigger and the flaming chainsaw. I'm gonna work on that scene today, the Tigger scene in the abandoned warehouse rave. Miriam est de tigribus sum salos. Miriam est de tigribus. Gotta do a bunch of different voices so that it sounds like, as much as you can, it sounds like a choir. Miriam est de tigribus sum salus. This is Latin for the wonderful thing about tigers is I'm the only one. Mostly because I can't say tigers in Latin. It would, so I changed it to tigers. Tigribus. Miriam est de tigribus sum salus. Miriam est de tigribus sum salus. This is an instrument that was custom designed for me by Tyler Thackeray, and I commissioned him to make this instrument for me for a completely different movie that unfortunately I never got to work on, but I did end up using it on the first Winnie-the-Pooh, Blood and Honey. I'm going to be tracking it today for some scenes in the sequel, and I just wanted to share with you guys what it sounds like, because it's a really cool instrument. It's based on a cigar box guitar body with a bass ukulele neck, and the cigar box body has springs running through the inside. You can probably hear it echoing because I have it activated. And the springs, they're connected to the electrical pickup, and the signal goes through the springs before it comes to the cord and out, which creates this big, huge echoing reverb. It's called a spring reverb. A lot of guitar amplifiers, spring reverbs were really popular back in the 60s and 70s because it's a natural way to create a reverb from an electrical signal, basically. But essentially, I like to bow it, and it creates this big, massive sound. Do you hear how long that echoes? Super cool. It's so fun. It's not that big of an instrument, but it creates such a massive sound. I love using it on scores. It's just so much fun.
We get a lot of false reports about Chris, but considering the recent events, it's paramount you're completely honest with me. We've also got word that Aaron is awake. We're trying to get him to open up, but he says he'd like to speak to you first later today.
We are nearing the end of Winnie-the-Pooh, Blood and Honey 2. And I was going over some footage, and I saw that whenever I try to do these videos with a selfie, you just end up getting like half of my head. And okay, nearing the end of Winnie-the-Pooh, Blood and Honey 2. I don't really know how this bonus feature is going to turn out, but I'm glad that you guys came along with me. Hopefully it's fun and been informative. I've had a blast working on this movie. It was very different in some ways than the first one, but in a lot of ways it was, almost the same. So I think that's the way it is with sequels, maybe. I've never worked on a sequel before, so, hopefully you expand a little bit, try new things, but also return to some of the things that people love about the original. So I've had a great time. I'm gonna sign off. Thanks for joining me. I've had a great time. I'm gonna sign off. Thanks for coming with me on this journey. I've had a great time. I'm gonna sign off. Thanks for coming with me.